we saw the visual. I got a visual of mine. So I'm talking about your elbow. So I too had on, but I had neoprene elbow pads. They weren't pads. They were like neoprene sleeves. I had I had the unnecessary rib protectors. Cats wasn't hitting that hard, and I had the biggest shoulder pads allowed for a receiver. I had my underneath. I wore my Pop Warner jersey underneath my jersey, kind of be like Michael Jordan. I wore my Pee Wee Long Beach Poly Wildcats jersey underneath my game jersey. I put my gloves in my front, so my gloves would hang out in front of my pants, and I had my fingers taped up, and I had white wrist tape with a black strip behind the white wrist tape. That's extra. I had I had the long chin strap flaps on purpose, so they would be flying when I ran. I'm trying to see if I had a towel on that day. All this stuff was extra. I didn't need all that stuff at all. It was just I had my green mouthpiece. Yeah, we was doing too much, man. We was doing the most. Unnecessary, man. I was not going with the neck roll Paul Guidry style though. I couldn't do it. Why? Miss Messi.
I think the unnecessary. Go ahead. AC.
Your wife said, "Why did I wear all that stuff?" Because we saw Desmond Howard wear. We saw Eric Dickerson wear.
Right.
We saw these guys wearing this stuff and wanted to be like them. I don't know why. I even put a Band-Aid over my eyebrow like I got cut, just to try to look tough. We used to do silly stuff, man, just so you'll feel like the part, and you go out there and feeling good, play good. That's just I don't know, man. I mean, I got the biggest shoulder pads. It was like ridiculously big, and you go back and like I had the most smallest pads ever when I got to NFL Europe. I didn't want no pads. I said, give me the smallest pads you got. I ain't hitting nobody out here. I'm gonna be out here trying to just be playing flag football for the most part. Crazy, man.
I think the most unnecessary swag I had, and this was done on accident. So we had my friend Natasha Jackson. She wore ruffled socks at school. When you in high school, you wearing ruffled socks at school, so people was on her head. So I was like, hey, man, I ain't gonna let nobody be on my homegirl like this. So I took her ruffled socks and I put them on. So I'm walking around campus with ruffled socks. Totally forget that I got on ruffled socks. Get to the game. I done got all my pads and stuff on. I get on the field and it goes, dude, why you got on ruffled socks? I looked down, was like, are you serious?
Oh no.
Had one of the best games of my career. I ran back 2 punts for touchdowns that game. Had about 5 or 6 catches, had about 10 tackles. And I was like, that's going to be my swag forever. I'm wearing ruffled socks all the time.
Ruffled socks.
If I'm going to play like this with ruffled socks on.
Yeah.
And never did that again.
I
thought about it. It's like, oh man, and it was white ruffled socks too.
Oh man.
I said, oh my God, I would do that again.
The leg warmers.
We froze again?
No, I hope not. I think we good. We're gonna finish this thing up. I see in my All-Star game I wore my first time wearing what's it called? Quarter length tights under my pants. Mm-hmm. Instead of knee pads. No, I had knee pads on, but I had my knees out because I had my pants extra small. I still had my gloves up the front. I still had them huge pads. Now, looking back, I think Jimmy had them big pads, too. Let me take a look. Wait, I think you had your pads way too big. Where's Jimmy's picture at?
Yeah, I had big pads.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, you in there somewhere. You in them pads. You underneath. Now, you had the back flap, too?
I had the back flap. When we early in the season, your senior year, my junior year, because I had to check myself. So I had the back flap for Tennessee, Michigan, Northeast Louisiana, which is Louisiana, Monroe, and Oregon. But I took it off after that. But I didn't have the back flap here. I just had the rib protectors in this picture in high school. So, yeah, I wore pads. Wore a lot of pads.
There was only one time I thought wearing the pads was going to keep me from getting injured. I'm like, we got to play against Eisenhower and Banning. And who else did we have on the schedule? I said, I'm going to give me a rim protectors, man. Them dudes be hitting. Only thing it did is made me tired. It made me hot and sweaty. Unnecessary pads, brother.
Yeah, it's definitely hot and sweaty.
So by the time we got... By the time we got to the league, I wasn't wearing nothing. I said, just give me what I need to wear there. Like, you ain't got to wear no rib pads. You ain't got to wear no hip pads. You ain't got to wear no butt pads. You ain't got to wear no pads if you don't want. I was like, church.
Yep.
I ain't wearing nothing. Just give me the pads.
Ain't wearing nothing.
Yeah. I was like, all this time, I thought we had to wear whole girdle. Them big old girdles they gave us at UCLA. We had them big girdles. So here's a picture of Jimmy Mack at UCLA in all his swag. Looking fresh to death. Had the good Eastern gloves on. Triple drop. Face mask. We had the rocking the Reebok. The last light blue that I actually liked we had. And you actually had some yokes, bro. Coach Yox got you right. Look at the vein in your biceps.
Coach Yox had me hurt.
Man. And then you had the wristbands for your elbow pads. You kind of toned it down a little bit. That's how you do it.
I had to tone it.
That's how you do it.
This is Arizona State game. I always remember this picture. Arizona State game. Yo, I toned it down a little bit with the elbow pad. By that point, I think my elbow had healed up, so I just put the wristbands there then. But I think the most unnecessary swag I ever had was wearing a hand warmer in NFL Europe. I had the hand.
It wasn't that cold.
I was like, what? Well, no, because we played in Amsterdam. It was super cold in Amsterdam that night. But in one year, one day it snowed at practice in Berlin. So that's when I first started wearing it. It was like one of the first weeks we got there, and it started. And that's when I had, hey man, I need a hand, because I wasn't practicing. I had a high ankle sprain, so I was just on the sideline, just chilling with the hand warmer. And after that, I just had it all the time, and I looked like a quarterback because my practice number was 7, even though my game number was 80. So I just walked around with my hand warmer. Before I knew it, I just used to wearing it. So in the 3 games I played before they sent me home, I had the hand warmer on. I'm glad I don't have my mom has those pictures, so I ain't worried about those ever getting out. Those pictures will never get out. So she got all those NFL Euro pictures.
Rio said, did we wear a cup? I ain't wear a cup.
Yeah. They didn't wear cups in high school.
I wore a cup because I twisted my nuts one time. I twisted my nuts one time. I don't think he was there. I twisted my nuts. I got hit, and I had to go to the hospital, and they made me wear a cup for like 3 weeks.
Wow.
But after that, no. And let me see. It was one.
What you in here for, man? I got twisted nuts.
I twisted my nuts up, man. Nigga hit me in my midsection, man. They gonna hawk tackle. He wrapped me up and twisted me all up, man.
Twisted my nuts.
He said, hey, protect your family jewels. I wore one in baseball. I wore a cup in baseball at all times. And football, after Pee Wee football, we stopped wearing cups.
Yep.
I think
they told us it was more dangerous to wear them than to not wear them.
Right. If you look back, them Pee Wee cups were so small, they did more damage than protection. Because you figure the way they were shaped, they were shaped like it was smaller at the bottom than it was at the top. But you figure your nuts are at the bottom. This is getting explicit, ladies, so y'all need to get off the show. This is real man. This is man talk right here.
The X part of the show.
This is man talk. All right, so if your nuts is underneath the cup and the cup is shaped like a triangle going down, of course they're gonna hurt. You had to knock on your cup pregame for Pee Wee football. Knock on your cup to show that you have one on, and you're knocking all hard, and your homeboy forgot his cup, so you pass him your cup from behind your back, and he put your cup in his drawers. Just nasty stuff, man. Just all COVID related. It's COVID. Passing the COVID on to everybody, man. It's everybody, man. Miss Max said, was that AC that you were talking about where the trainer had to pull them out? No.
Oh no, that was Rod Smalley. May he rest in peace.
Oh yeah.
Our man Rod Smalley had his got his nuts knocked in the at Nebraska. I just remember him running to the sidelines. Man, they gone. They gone.
They go.
You know, like, so they have to put the towels up, and they Virginia, they had because her hands were the only hands that can fit in there, and she had to stick her hands up in there and pull his nuts back down. So yeah, that's
Is that possible?
I didn't even know they could knock your nuts up into your pelvis. I didn't even know that happened.
I got my nuts. Man, they knocked my nuts in. I'm like, what? How does that? How that happen? Like,
Coach, I don't want to play. They doing stuff like that. I'm good.
I'm trying to visualize what kind of play, what kind of hit. I know me. I got twisted up. I got turned around, and everything was like everything got spun around. So just a little bit of untwisting, and I was good. He got his nuts knocked up inside, and she had a. How do you pull? Like how did what? What's the skill set?
I don't know.
Is it like changing? Is it like changing the alternator on your car, where you had to reach up in the, you had to reach up in there and just feel around and then pull? That sounds pretty.
I got the skin.
That's pretty graphic.
I got the skin. Cool.
That's pretty graphic, man.
Chi-Town said I have been part of that procedure at the hospital.
Oh no!
That's the day I quit, Mo. I quit.
Oh man! Oh man! Twisted and disappearing. Is that legal? It's not legal. Nebraska was on some other stuff. How, Chi-Town Mo? So it is possible. Somebody come to the hospital on a gurney. They go.
They missing. I lost it. I don't know, man. That would be dangerous. I think the worst I had were a nut shot. I was fielding a punt against Stanford, and I just remember I want to say it's jab, but I'm not for sure. It was blocking, and that's all I seen was a block. And then I was like, okay, let me get my eyes focused on the ball. And by the time the ball got there, helmet right into the nuts. I coughed that ball up. I laid on the ground.
Pun intended. I coughed it up.
And I think it was Bernardi. Bernardi was like, God damn, you gotta hold on to the ball. I'm like,
I got no nuts.
I'm trying to hold on
my balls. The balls.
Oh my God, helmet right in it. I was like, oh man.
Lil Jim.
That has to be worse.
Lil Jim hung in the balance. Literally.
Him and Ari was hanging in the balance that
baby
day.
Girl and Lil Jim was hanging in the balance. Matter of life and death, literally. No pun intended. All right, man. We had some technical difficulties tonight, man. Appreciate y'all hanging out with us. Anyway, on a Saturday night, we are thinking about moving our show to Thursday night. So stay tuned for that notification. Tuesday nights, I'm still going to try to rock with y'all. AC Sports Live. I might be going back to work in the evenings at Fox, so I'll keep y'all tuned on that. Check out Rodney Sossi and AC from LA on the Collective Podcast. Wednesdays at 8:30. If you can get down with them. They always have a good time on that show. Elaine is getting ready to start her podcast. I'm going to stay on her. It's going to be life, sports, comedy, everything on Elaine's big podcast. We might have to just call it Elaine's big podcast. Chi-Town Mo, Rio, we're still waiting on your podcast. Chi-Town Mo will have a hilarious one talking about sports in the medical field. That'll be hilarious. Somebody came in today with his nuts inside his scrotum.